Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Sioux Falls City Council meeting. Today is Monday, January 10th, and I'd like to thank all of you for being here. I'd like to start off with tonight's roll call, please.
Council members Litz.
Here.
Rolfing. Aguilar.
Here.
Anderson.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Entenmann.
Here.
Erpenbach.
Here.
Jameson.
Here.
Thank you for being here tonight, City Council. We do appreciate it. I'd like to start with tonight's invocation. We are so pleased to have Pastor Timothy Fountain here from the Church of the Good Shepherd. And Pastor, again, thank you for your blessing upon all of us tonight. What we'd like to do is have everybody stand. We'll receive the blessing from Pastor Fountain, and then we'll have tonight's Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor Fountain.
Immortal, invisible, God only wise, we offer you the compassion of our hearts tonight as we go about the business of the public good, praying for those who suffered violence in Arizona as they were working for the public good. We ask peace for the departed. We ask your healing touch on Representative Giffords and all those who were injured. We ask your blessing on our newly inaugurated governor, on our federal and state legislatures as they come to new sessions. We ask your blessing on our Sudanese community as they vote and seek to form a new nation for their public good. And most of all, we ask your blessing on those who are working tonight to keep our streets open and our people safe and comfortable. And upon this meeting, that your wisdom may fill it and that the public good may be sought and secured in every way. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, City Council, we're ready to work. If we could have an approval of tonight's consent agenda, please. Or a motion to approve.
So moved, Erpenbach.
Second, Litz.
Councilor Erpenbach has made a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda. Thank you. It was seconded by Councilor Litz. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilor Brown.
may I move to amend the regular agenda to add a resolution honoring the memory of Donald Wayne Skadson?
Second, Anderson.
It's been a motion by Councilor Brown, and it was seconded by Councilor Anderson, Jr. Any discussion on that? Great.
Do we need to vote on the consent agenda first?
Could we, that was, I think, the original intent, but could we have a vote on the consent agenda first, and then we'll take up the motion made by
I
Councilor Brown?
apologize, I jumped
That's
ahead.
okay. It's a great motion, Councilor Brown. Could we have a vote on the consent agenda, please?
Council members Litz.
Yes.
Aguilar.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Entenmann.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Jameson.
Yes.
That is passed 7-0. Now, Councilor Brown did make a motion for the regular agenda, and it was seconded. Any discussion on that? Good. Could we have a motion on Councilor Brown's item, or a vote on Councilor Brown's item?
Okay, first we'll need a motion to accept the regular agenda. Just
So
before we
moved.
made a okay.
I'm sorry, Tamara, I really
That's
messed
okay.
that
Yeah, you
up.
really did. So I would move approval of the regular agenda, Erpenbach.
Second, Entenmann.
Okay. Councilor Erpenbach has made a motion to approve tonight's regular agenda. It was seconded by Councilor Entenmann. And now, could we have a
Do you want me to
motion?
restate that?
Would you
amended?
mind, Councilor Brown?
I move to amend the regular agenda to add a resolution honoring the memory of Donald Wayne Skadson.
And that was seconded by Councilor Anderson, Jr.
And then we'll do a vote on that amendment. We'll need 6 votes to add it to the agenda. Councilmember Litz.
Yes.
Aguilar.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Entenmann.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Jameson.
Yes.
We needed 6 votes and we got 7, so thank you. Any other further discussion on the regular agenda, which has now been amended? Very good. Well,
I think we do need
There's
one
one more
more.
amendment.
I'll move to amend the regular agenda for, I have to find it here. to add a communication item to the regular agenda as item 3 as read by the Assistant City Clerk.
I need a second, please.
Second, Anderson.
And that is to add a communication received from the Washington Pavilion of Arts and Science regarding a communication regarding consume but not sell. And we'll vote on that. We'll need 6 votes to add that to the agenda as well. Councilmember Litz?
Yes.
Aguilar?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Entenmann?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
That is also passed 7-0. Tamara, thanks for keeping us going. Thank you. Appreciate it. Is there anything else, Tamara, that we'll need?
We'll need the main motion as amended, and this is a vote for the main motion with the 2 amendments. Councilmember Litz?
Yes.
Aguilar?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Entenmann?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Thank you, City Council. That is passed 7-0. We can now move on, is that right, with our business. Tamara, thanks. Great job. And Councilor Brown, thank you for those amendments. Before we start with the regular agenda, this is an opportunity for public input where you, any members here in the audience, can speak to your City Council. We would ask if it's an item that pertains to the regular agenda that you wait, but if there's something else that you'd like to discuss, please come forward and just speak to your City Council. Welcome, Mr. Stenga.
How are we doing tonight?
Doing great. If you'd just please state your name.
Tim Stenga.
Thank you.
After the 4 o'clock meeting, I had to go home and make some phone calls to find out if I missed anything in the news or anything in the newspaper to see if Sioux Falls won the lotto. The way we're spending money, or the way we want to spend money, it's just unbelievable. We have senior citizens that haven't had a raise on their Social Security for 2 years. We have raised water rates, sewer rates, electrical rates, phone rates have went up, health care has went up. You look up at Peer, and I don't know if you guys follow Peer too, but they're looking at registration, they're looking at license fees. Somebody was talking about raising tax on gas. And I don't know if the city commission's going to go up for that extra penny sales tax again this year. Couldn't tell you. Don't know. But I'm here for the working class. I'm here for the people that aren't able to come here to speak. I believe that they're not being heard. We have 150 to 160,000 people on Medicaid in South Dakota. We only have a population of around 800,000 people. Who's going to pay for a lot of this stuff that's going to be put on and a lot of things that are going to be done? Instead of running a survey stating what the park department thinks they need, why not run a survey on what people in Sioux Falls need? What they need is good paying jobs, number one. I think a lot of them are tired of going out working 2, 3 jobs just to make it. I think that the city council should go out to the fairgrounds, and the mayor go out to the fairgrounds and see how many people stand in line to pick out food. They don't want to do that. These people would rather go out and work. They would rather support themselves than stand in line for food. It's great that the churches are starting to step up, because that's what we need. We need the churches to step up for the people. I haven't quite figured out if the city council or the city really realizes how much people are suffering in Sioux Falls. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit it to death that people are suffering. There are people out here that are sacrificing a lot. They're sacrificing feeding their children. They're sacrificing on a lot of things that they should be paying on. And I just think that it's time that the city council and the mayor's office realizes that it is a big thing in Sioux Falls. And if we're going to talk about a rec center, you got cheerleading outfits that started their own cheerleading outfits up. They didn't come to the city and say, we want you to build us a facility so we can run our cheerleading out of. They went and got a loan. They built their own facilities, and they're working. They keep it going 7 days a week. You can't tell me that these people that swim, people that play hockey, people that want to ice skate, cannot go and venture together and go and get a loan to be able to support that facility. That should not be put on the taxpayers. The taxpayers are tired of the burden of the city of Sioux Falls. We are tired of subsidizing everything that the city gets into, and it's not going to happen anymore because the people are tired of supporting things that they can't afford to begin with. That's all I got to say.
Mr. Tiggett, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak to the City Council? Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You have to really care about democracy to come out tonight. So,
Yes, sir.
or
Thanks
have a
for doing
job where you have to be here. So,
Thank you. If you could just state your name.
yeah,
please.
Andy Traub.
Thanks, Andy.
I'm on Euclid, and I'm looking forward to the snow gates. So thank you for continuing that testing, especially in my neighborhood. I don't know if we had any follow-up or confirmation. I know it was mentioned to City Council about having a stated ending time to the storms for, because you have 48 hours to clear your sidewalks and such. And it was mentioned that we could have a publicly stated time, and I think the media would appreciate that. I don't know if there was ever a follow-up to that, but I think that we have a decent website, and I think that would be a really good thing to state when the official end time of the storms, so that people would be able to know when is my 48 hours and when can I call on my crummy neighbors who never clear off their sidewalks after 48 hours. So I just heard that mentioned a while back, and I wanted to encourage you to follow up on that because I have some crummy neighbors. So the other thing is I was here at 4 and appreciated that we're going to do some surveying. I never heard any mention of what I think are some more cost-effective ways to get people to fill out those surveys. And I don't know how many of you have heard about a little website called Facebook, but there's about 500 million people on it, and a lot of them actually live in Sioux Falls. And I would really encourage us, whether it's because I know we subsidize the zoo and some other, maybe Washington Pavilion, that the thing that really gets people active on Facebook is free stuff. I really think it would be conducive to either hiring outside, asking for volunteers, whatever it might be, of your constituents, to find some people that deal in that on a regular basis. And whether it's offering 5 free zoo memberships, I know they're not that expensive, but I'm sure that they would accommodate that if the City Council asked, or some passes to Washington Pavilion shows, whatever it might be. But to, because we can fill out those surveys online apparently, that if we have a way of clarifying that you are a citizen of Sioux Falls and you fill that out and not duplicating those, I would just encourage you, whoever's in charge of that, to try to use some of those free tools. I mean, I understand it's $21,000 for the survey, but those are really only take our time to spend that, send that around. And I personally, just as a citizen, would say, hey, to my 800 friends on Facebook, if you're in Sioux Falls, fill this out. So I would encourage you to just look deeper into that as a way to get people to respond. And again, the demographics of Facebook are changing considerably. The highest age group that's adding to Facebook every day is 50 years and older. So don't think that it's just a bunch of teenagers. It's certainly not that. And then 2 more things. One is that we have, I'm a member of the Build It Downtown committee. We've added a couple more videos to our YouTube channel of local business people talking about how it would affect them, and local citizens talking about their experience parking downtown. And then the last thing, and I appreciate you bringing this up with the sales tax, but if we end up doing any sort of addition of sales tax for any specific item, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana originally, and we added a penny to our sales tax to build the RCA Dome, which is no longer standing. And now that my Colts are out of the playoffs, I'm angry. But I'll just state this, they never took the penny off. And it's just a measure of accountability. If you ever have to add any sort of tax or anything specific, I would just say it as a citizen, and you've got plenty of people who will keep you accountable to this. Please be sure you have a deadline on that, because that's left a bad taste, especially when your teams lose, to that situation. So if you ever look at that, please make sure you have things in place, even after administrations are gone, to remove that. So thanks for your time.
Andy, great job. Thanks again for being here in this cold winter night. Anybody else who'd like to speak to the City Council? Well, very good. And again, Andy and Tim, thanks for making the effort to speak tonight. We do appreciate it. Item number 1, please.
Item 1 is a second reading, an ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, amending the revised ordinances of the city by adopting the 2009 Uniform Plumbing Code and amendments thereto.
Welcome.
Good evening. Ron Bell of Planning Building Services. What you have in front of you is a second reading to adopt the 2009 edition of the Uniform Plumbing Code. About a year ago, Building Services came to you and updated our I codes, which was the building code, residential code, mechanical, fuel, gas, property maintenance. It did not include the plumbing code based on the fact that we follow the lead of the South Dakota State Plumbing Commission. Prior to the State Plumbing Commission looking at the 2009, they skipped a code change cycle, and we were back in the 2003 Uniform Plumbing Code. The State Plumbing Commission did actually go through their process to adopt the 2009 Plumbing Code, and they did that in September. They're not enforcing it until March based on the fact that the State Plumbing Commission puts on classes for master plumbers and journeyman plumbers across the state. So you'll see also the start date for the 2009 Uniform Plumbing Code being applicable would be permits issued after April 1st. Locally, we met with the Board of Appeals, the Plumbing Board of Appeals and Examiners 3 times, and went through the major code changes. And what you will see as far as amendments that I would guess probably 80 to 90% are amendments that come straight out of the Plumbing Commission, and we mirror those amendments. There were a few amendments that we put in locally. As far as local requirements, there's no intention of raising or increasing any plumbing inspection fees. We have found that our mechanical code and fuel gas code has specific provisions for boilers and what's called hydronic plumbing, but the fact is that plumbers are the trades that install those, and there was nothing in this plumbing code that dealt with those types of systems. So what we basically did was we put in the reference in the plumbing code to go to the mechanical code for those types of installations such that we can get inspections on those. And the only other local amendment was a requirement for what's called CSST, that there has been an installation what's called corrugated stainless steel tubing between the meter and the house, which we have a real concern about, not the flimsiness of it, but the lack of safety as compared to hard piping. So we also put in a local requirement to require hard piping between the meter and the house for gas piping. Other than that, we brought this to the Home Builders Association and got no input from that. We've had the ordinance on our website since mid-December, and I think we've only had a couple of calls from licensed plumbers on what that is. So with that, we're looking for approval second reading.
Councilor Jameson.
Ron, when you said you met with the Home Builders Association, you received no input. Does that translate to no argument or no problems?
We met with the government committee, and they had Mark Lamb there from Frisbee who had looked at it, and really what was presented to them is that the adoption of this code is nothing controversial like you would see with the International Residential Code that we had last year, where there was requirements for sprinklers in houses. What you have here with this document is a very technical code that deals with drain waste venting systems, gas piping systems, and so forth. The good thing about adopting this is that going back to the 2003, that 2003 code was significantly outdated. It didn't include certain criteria for LEED or green buildings, where we actually had to use our modifications to accept it because the 2003 didn't recognize such things as wireless urinals and gray water systems and so forth. Well, that brings this code up to date with a strong movement in this country dealing with minimum standards for green buildings also.
I just want to make sure I didn't hear anything any objections from the home builders, and normally they would be here if they were objecting, and I don't imagine this has gotten past them, and it sounds like you've met with them, and I would sense that there aren't any problems, otherwise we would have heard from them. But thank you.
Well, thank you, Ron. Appreciate your time. City Council, would anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second Anderson.
Councilor Litz has made a motion to approve this second reading. It was seconded by Councilor Anderson Jr. Any further discussion? Hearing none, a roll call vote, please. Oh, Councilor? Very good. You know, Councilor Urbanbach, thank you so much. And I apologize. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak to this item outside of Mr. Bell? Very good. Councilor Urbanbach, thank you for helping me on that tonight. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Litz?
Yes.
Aguilar?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Entman?
Yes.
Erpenbach? Yes. Jamison?
Yes.
Thank you. That is passed 7-0. Now, item number 2, please.
Item number 2 is a resolution honoring the memory of Donald Wayne Scatson. And Mr. Brown, if you could read the resolution.
Councilor Brown, thank you.
Thank you. Whereas Donald Scatson was born in Sioux Falls, attended school locally, and served honorably in the United States Army, he joined the Sioux Falls Police Department in 1952, advancing and acquiring the rank of Chief of Detectives before retiring with 35 years of progressive service. And whereas during his law enforcement career, he was instrumental in organizing the Mid-States Organized Crime Information Center, a regional information sharing organization, and serving on its board. Don was also a leader in the campaign to build the public safety building, among many other projects. And whereas Donald Scatson was elected as Sioux Falls Police and Fire Commissioner in 1987 and served with humility, honor, and respect for all in this capacity for 5 years, therefore the City of Sioux Falls recognizes Donald Scatson for his devotion to duty, for his excellent, honorable leadership for the City of Sioux Falls. If I may, Mr. Mayor, first of all, I want to thank Barb Johnson, who was his right hand when he served in office, and for her putting words to Don's service. She is still our trusted assistant in the clerk's office part-time. I personally got to know Commissioner Scatson as a young reporter, a very green reporter. He took me under his wing, helped me understand the process, not because I was anyone special, because he would do that for anyone who expressed interest. He helped me understand the privilege of serving our citizens and was really an inspiration to me. To his wife, Dorothy, and his surviving children, Bob and Diana, all his grandchildren, they need to know Sioux Falls grieves for them tonight, too. And we thank them for sharing this great man with the City of Sioux Falls. Thank you.
Councilor Brown, thank you. Could we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second Anderson.
Councilor Brown has made a motion to honor the memory of Donald Wayne Scatson. It was seconded by Councilor Anderson Jr. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, a roll call vote, please.
Council members Litz?
Yes.
Aguilar?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Entman?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
The City Council of Sioux Falls has unanimously passed a resolution which honors the memory of Donald Wayne Scatson. Item number 3.
Item number 3 is a communication received from the Washington Pavilion of Arts and Sciences requesting permission to consume but not sell liquor at the Washington Pavilion, 301 South Main Avenue on Tuesday, January 11th, 2011, from 5 o'clock p.m. until 10:30 p.m. for the Avera McKinnon Medical Dental Annual Meeting, and permission to consume but not sell liquor on Friday, January 14th, 2011, from 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. for the Raven Industries President's Club Recognition Dinner pursuant to SDCL 35-1-5.3.
Is there any discussion on this item? City Council, do you have enough information for you to move forward?
Move approval, Aguilar.
Second, Erpenbach.
Thank you, Councilor Aguilar. She has made a motion to approve that. It was seconded by Councilor Erpenbach. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, a roll call vote, please.
Council members Litz?
Yes.
Aguilar?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Entman?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Thank you. That is passed 7-0. City Council, is there any other information for tonight's meeting that you'd like to share? Hearing none, if I could have a motion to adjourn, please.
So move Anderson.
Second Entman.
Councilor Anderson has made a motion to adjourn. It was seconded by Councilor Entman. And yes, Councilor Litz. Any further discussion? Hearing none, a roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Litz.
Yes.
Aguilar.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Entenmann.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Thank you, City Council. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, Sioux Falls. Drive home safe tonight, please.